Hi, in this tutorial I'm going to show you how you can make a sock doll, but this is a fun twist. It's inspired by all the health caregivers who we appreciate so much. It has a mask and a little medical cap. Also, we're doing a giveaway for this sock doll. If you know somebody who you think deserves this, head on over to our Instagram or Facebook pages. You can find us at Fun Sock City and check out the details there.
My name is Anna, and on this channel you'll learn all kinds of DIY projects, all using socks. So let's get started on this tutorial. You'll need the following supplies. Head on over to funsockcity.com for all your sock needs, including the ones you'll need for this project.
If you're using these socks here, the Lifesaver socks, go ahead and take the one that says Saver and set it aside for now and turn the Life sock wrong side out. And if you're not using these same kind of socks, you can just start by turning one of the socks wrong side out. So the heel is going to be where she sits, and you're going to take and mark the legs on here before we sew them. And we don't want to go all the way up to where they sit, so just about half an inch. Draw a line just down the center of the socks. Then as you get down towards the bottom, you're going to draw 1 foot over like that, and then the other one going the other direction. Now you're going to sew on this, and what you're going to do is you're going to sew down one side of that line, and then you can sew right on that line where it curves, and then sew down this side and then follow that line and curves. Go ahead and do that with your sewing machine or by hand. I'll be doing that with my sewing machine. Once you've sewn, take your scissors and cut, being careful not to cut where you have sewn. And then you can cut next to those curves and discard that little piece. Go ahead and flip the sock right side out. After you have it turned right side out, fold the legs up and cut straight across just right above where those legs meet. And then now you'll just stuff the legs and the body. Make sure not to stuff it too full, otherwise these legs kind of get lumpy and bulgy. It doesn't look very cute. Stuff it to your desired fullness, and then we're going to sew this top part closed. Begin by locking the thread into place by pushing the needle in and then out, and then push it between the threads before you pull that tight. Then go ahead and go across and just keep going across on opposite sides and pulling tight. And then go to another spot and do that same thing. Then once you have that sewn up closed, go ahead and tie it off. Now set this part aside for now. If you're using these socks, go ahead and take the Saver side of the socks and cut across about right there, because this is going to be pulled in. This is going to be the front of the head. And go ahead and stuff this for a head. Once you have it as full as you'd like, go ahead and sew it closed just like you did the body. Once you have this sewn closed, knot off your sewing, but don't cut the thread. We're going to just attach this head to the body. Now if you're using these socks, remember this is the front, so you want to match it up with the front and the back of the head with the back. And you can attach it just simply by inserting into the body and then bringing it into the head, and then pull that tight. And then do that same thing next to it, and just keep doing that all the way around. When you've gone all the way around, go ahead and knot it off. Then push the needle in right by where you knotted it off and push it out away from there. Pull it tight and cut it off, and it just pulls right back into there. So that's your head and your body. Next we're going to sew the arms. Turn the rest of the sock wrong side out. Figure out about how long you want your arms. I'm going to have mine insert right about here, and I don't want them much longer than that, so that's where I'm going to draw my markings. So again, take your pencil or pen and draw that line down, and then draw a curve on each side. And go ahead and sew again next to this line, and then follow that curve around. Cut down the middle again until you get to the curves, and then follow those curves around. Again, you have to make sure not to cut through your seams. Now turn these right side out and go ahead and stuff them. You're going to close these up, and I'm going to use red thread so it blends in more. With your thread, go ahead and lock it into place as I've shown you in the other parts of the video. And then if you're working with this nice clean edge, you can actually just go back and forth and just close that up and not worry even about tucking it in, just because it's such a clean edge. And then go ahead and just knot that off. Use that same method of pushing it through and away from that spot. And then do the same thing on the other side. Once you have those all sewn shut, we're gonna attach the arms. Make sure you figure out which side you want where. And first I'm gonna lock my thread into place. That just keeps that knot from pulling between the fibers of the sock. Just go down a little bit down the side and then across the bottom a little bit. And then go back up the back side. All right, once you've got it all sewn on there, knot it off and then go ahead and push it in there, and we'll do the push and cut. And then repeat that process on the other side. At this point, we're ready to create the hat and the mask. We'll begin by creating the hat. You're gonna cut a square that is 4 by 4. And I really lightly marked my lines. Then go ahead and fold that in half. And all you're going to do is sew a line from this folded edge. We'll do about 3/4 of an inch in, all the way down to that corner. And you're gonna do that on both sides. After you've sewn, go ahead and cut off these pieces that are past your sewing lines. Then turn that right side out and poke those corners out. Try it on your doll, make sure it works. Now we're going to put the red on there. I've got 3 strands of string double looped, so it's really like 6 strands as we're sewing. Then on the front of your hat, go ahead and mark where you want that medical symbol to be. I'm gonna loop right back in so I can lock that thread. Then come right back up. Go in at that center, come out on another point, do the same thing, and do that one more time. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do all of that one more time, but I'm gonna try to come out right next to it so that I can make it just a little bit thicker. And if you feel good about it, you can go ahead and tie it off. Now this hat we're just gonna glue into place. Go ahead and plug in your glue gun, and while that's heating up, we'll put the eyes into place. First I'm gonna mark into position where I want to put the eyes. First thing you're gonna do is, you guessed it, lock your thread into place. Then pull one of these black beads onto there. Go in right by where the other knot was. Come out where you marked it. Slide an eye into place. Pull that as tight as you want it. I don't want it really, really tight, but I want it to be snug. And you're just gonna go back and forth to each eye just a few times to make sure they're nice and secure. Now when you feel like you've done it enough, you're going to tie it off again and then push that in and do that same push and cut method that I showed you. We're gonna work on the mask. Cut a piece of felt that's about 2 inches wide by about 1 inch high. And then take that felt and just pleat it 2 times. So I folded that top just a little bit, and you can pin that into place. And then we're gonna do one more fold just like that first one and pin that one into place. We're gonna do the same thing on both sides. Try to look at it and make it about equal. Then take some embroidery floss that matches your mask, and you're gonna just sew these pleats into place. Then put it onto the doll and just sew that right into place. And to do this, go into the doll face and come up through the mask, then come over here because we're gonna make it look like they're wearing it. And you'll come back in over here at the top of the mask. It is secured on that side, and so you can go ahead and knot it off, and then you'll do the same thing on the other side. For that last step, we're gonna glue on the hat. Now you can sew it on, but I'm not too worried about that. So to do that, I'm going to put glue on the very front of it, just inside the rim, and put that right where you want it. And then on the back, tilt that up and put glue right there and push that into place back there. Go ahead and let everything cool, and then you're all set with your doll. Don't forget to check out our Instagram or Facebook pages at Fun Sock City, and check out the details for our giveaway that we have for this adorable sock doll. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.